welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week in Astro. We're now ending the week on the 23rd of May, and as always, you can check out with Astro, right, and keep up to date with Astro and its GitHub, right, by following their GitHub repo, by going to github.com/withastro, and you'll be kept up to date with all of that. Now, as you can probably see here, right, there's been no respite from the core team whatsoever. As always, they're hard at work. Yeah, to see that 11 authors have made these additional contributions has been actually fantastic. So yeah, amazing activity, amazing work, guys. Really good work for a week. And now we're coming into the release logs. This is what beta 29 was. Nested styles from components will exist on initial load and be there persisting through the reloads as well. We see a bug fix for loading markdown files that have spaces in their name. We also see fixes towards the svelte components as well that they're now using for projects that we're using shortened path aliases in their svelte components. Next up is the beta 30 release. Beta 30 basically allows for several things to happen. The first one is the Vite overrides to allow you to override options. So for the SSR mode, you're now able to pass in the Vite overrides that you can find on the Vite config docs. There's been a bug fix for the dev server. Normally, like when you would type in /blog, that would be found, but if you type in /blog.html, that would 404. Next up, the release of Beta 31. The first one was really letting the SSR manifest include CSS files on the server. We see better support for those using Adobe Spectrum design. File and URLs inside Astro files are now better exposed within the astro.glob. So when we're utilizing astro.glob, we will all be able to get the file path, and not only that, the relative URLs for those files. So thank you very much, Nate, Matt, Tony, and absolutely everybody in the core team. You've done a fantastic job this week. Really appreciate it, guys. And then next up, we have the new contributors. What we're basically seeing, right, is a contribution provided by Daniel Vivar. This is fantastic. This is, a great demonstration of where a new contributor comes in because, they're taking the time out to actually make sure that these packages that they're utilizing truly works for their projects and into the future as well. And so thank you very much, Daniel, for that. We have a new Sarah on the scene. Right, this is Sarah Etter. She is a senior software engineer over at netlify, one of our amazing open source sponsors. Sarah, who is also from Canada, because we have two Sarahs now. We have Sarah who leads the doc team. She's Canadian, and now we have another Sarah who's also Canadian. So just wanted to point that out there. She's came in to basically help to make netlify's integration even stronger. She's done it by helping to update the directories to help work with netlify's edge functions. And she's also helped make other improvements to the package as well. So a big thank you for your work on this. Just to let you know, netlify plays a big part in the development story for our astronauts. It's fantastic. So thank you very much, Sarah. And next up, we have another new contributor to the scene. Marcus came in and helped add additional configuration options to the builder.io partytown integration that we have. I just want to take a special time to say thank you very much to Mark, Sarah, and Daniel for their work over the past week, and especially with their PRs and their commits to the main branch and on these integrations. We really appreciate it. So thank you very much, guys. Next up is some news from the Reaper. Turbolinks is been deprecated, so if you utilize an Astro Turbolinks, highly recommend you guys take that out your project nowadays. There's the Astro Spa package out there that was created by Refeed that you could utilize within your projects as pretty much a one-to-one replacement. So by all means do check that out, guys. That is Astro Spa, and you'll find that on NPM. Next up, we have Juan. Comes in and yeah, just basically help improve the Vercel adapter integration. We do appreciate your time and effort, Juan. Thank you very much for all that you do for us. And next up, we have the language tool section. See what the princess has been up to in our Fortress of Solitude. He's delivered us some fantastic goodies, guys. Actual fantastic goodies, right? What we see, right, is added support for formatting, added support for prop completions and type checking, especially for view components. Additional optional parameters are now properly marked, right, within TypeScript files. There's far better support for that now, guys. So this affects all props on all components. And optional props are now sorted below required ones inside the completions. There's fixed code folding inside front matter, inside the Astro files. And then what ended up happening was she came out and released version 19. Next up is the docs team. Right, and this is an overview of the last week in over the docs window. Now, what we're seeing is again 19 authors in the docs channel and the international gang. These guys are really kicking it. Probably one of the most exciting places in the community is the docs. So there is the new discussions channel that's opened up in the docs repo. For those who are new to this, GitHub has a discussions channel that allows you to come in, start a new discussion as in a thread, and have people come in and participate. So for those who are really invested in the docs and the docs project of Astro, by all means, you've got a place where you can actually share your ideas and help put them out there. Issues is generally here for those who come across problems with the documentation itself, right? It's like typos, spelling mistakes, incorrection, incoherence, undocumented stuff that they've found. By all means, these are issues, right? And that is where you stick them. PRs is where you would go if you wish to make a contribution to help the cause, fix something, sort out a typo, help make things clearer. However, if you're going for a brainstorming session or want to share your hopes, dreams, feelings, the discussions, this is a place where you can share them. Do get active, do get involved in the discussions in there, because if the docs channel and the Discord is anything to go by, this place is going to be heaving in a few weeks, I can imagine. And next up, we're on to the fantastic Hippo. I couldn't resist. The fantastic Hippo he is a legend. Here we're seeing better his work where he's basically came in and this week he's just went around fixing the accessibility issues in the doc site itself. The link checker that we have that works under the hood for us. So for those who contribute to the doc site, you can check the links to make sure that they're all valid and none of them are broken. And as you can see here, it does surface any broken links up to the author. So that is a great wee touch for us guys, especially when it comes to the internationalization gang. And now we're on to the RFC section of the call. This week's RFC was all about how to move the community and the core team closer to each other, what could be done and how to make things better. They don't wish for there to be a disconnect between the community and themselves, help to onboard new developers who are coming into the open source. But nonetheless, we're looking at, trying to gather some bit more metrics so that way we can help understand the community at a more holistic level. And we're looking to help bring better onboarding experience, especially for those coming into the who are wanting to start contributing to open source projects. Astro is a great first project for you to start contributing to, and we only want to make that better. And now we're on to my new segment, right? I want to introduce as the support hero of the week. Sometimes it's easy to get lost in the noise. Our solid friend F5S6 was practically helping everyone over the past week. Like from the general threads right the way to every support thread. I mean, he was on fire. So I wanted to give a special thank you and a shout out to you, dude. You were amazing. And now we come into a section of Pandamonium. There was a period in the community yesterday where there was nothing but notifications getting sent left, right, and centre. It literally felt the house was on fire, right? But somehow 30 events got created, and this basically pinged everybody. It was absolute mayhem, guys. It was crazy, but funny, but crazy, but funny. Everything was fine. And now, guys, we are on to the hackathon. But there was 39 amazing projects in total that were submitted. We had 16 in total for themes. We had 11 SSR demos. And then we have also had about 12 brand new integrations that have also been put on stream for us as well. It has just been so much fun just getting and stuck in and getting them checking out all these projects. It has pretty much took up most of my week, right? Just want to echo the sentiments of Matthew and Nate here, right? It was, yeah, the quality of the submissions, the scope, the versatility, the sheer creative range that was submitted was insane. Thank you very much, guys. What you've done is amazing. Each and every one of you has put in so much work, so much effort. The quality is and not only that, this is Astro's inaugural hackathon, and you guys have set such a high bar. It is insane. So hats off to you. I do hope you're enjoying your weekend, especially because you deserve it. And there's a stream that Ben did on Thursday night that you could check out. It basically goes about looking over a dozen or so projects, right? That were submitted. And just to let you guys know that voting is now open. So voting is open till the 27th of May. Do check out all the projects. Do give them a good look. Do give them a good review. And when you're in the projects, do give the projects a like on GitHub, right? There's something that I want to say is that for those developers who are wanting to get involved with the open collective and project and sponsorship programs, for instance, on GitHub, etc., have a minimum star requirement of, like, for instance, 400 stars, just to help the developer get a bit of cred and street cred. Go in when you are checking out their projects. Don't even vote for them. Just give them a wee like on GitHub, right? You would do them more favors than you think. And if you want to do vote, let's go to astro.build.hack, to put your ballot, to cast your ballot, and all the best of luck to all the submission authors. And that's all for this fancy ass slideshow. I do have a couple more things lined up for you. That's not all. I do have my tabs. But I did promise to keep my tabs low this week. This was the trade-off. So this is the Astro Docs page. By all means, do check out the docs. By all means, do check out the docs repo itself, right, and the docs channel if you want any help or guidance. That's where you find Sarah and our many band of writers. And now we're into a small segment of community news this week. As always, Rodney, on cue and on form, right? He's got a wee video for us, basically telling us how to use Astro Favicon. It's brilliant, right? So thank you very much, Rodney. Hope you're doing well, bud. Next up, we have this fantastic wee site that was made by Astro, which got launched. This was a website built entirely in Astro, and the bees is just brilliant, almost coming to life in your browser, which is fantastic. It is so fun. Really good on winter. Just buzzingly amazing. Next up, we have a wee post, right? It was basically to say that IKEA internal documents, and they've done that by using Astro, the masters of minimalist design. That they've also adopted Astro, which is a minimalist architecture of a framework. So yeah, I love it. I love that. Next up is a shout out from Fred actually. Vercel is another great sponsor of the Astro project, and they've done something fantastic. Now I deploy on Vercel, and what noticed the last week, right, took me by surprise, and I'm so happy because this was one thing that I was waiting for so long from these guys, and it's finally here. And if you want to find out more, right, by all means do check out this little blog post, right, which basically says that Vercel now launches the zero configuration, right, deployment for Astro. So literally one click deploys. And not only that, if you're also deploying from recognize if your project is an Astro based project, and if it is, it will pre-populate the deployment for you when you're setting it up in the back end. So good. So good. Highly recommend you check this out, guys. Right? And if you want to see it, this is on the Vercel templates page, and here you can see Astro. Nate's now streaming. For those who don't know, Nate is one of the co-founders of Astro, right? He's him, Matthew, Fred, they've been here together since day one. He's really smart, he's really creative, just a wonderful guy. And not only that, it's so easy for you to learn from him. He's got a brilliant way of explaining concepts, especially really difficult concepts that Astro underlines, right? Um, yeah, and he's a guy that basically learnt Go in the summer and rewrote the compiler for us. So if you want to find out more about Nate and how he works, his first stream that he did was something fantastic. Now he basically was working on trying to get HTML streaming to work in Astro, and the way he's done it was building his own particular renderer, etc. The methods that he used is on a higher level, but by all means, do check out this wee half-hour video, guys. It will blow your freaking mind. Wish you all the best, Nate, when it comes to your stream, dude. And now we're on to the tail end of the hackathon submission. If you can, you could just go in, check them out, find out a bit more information. And all the integrations and all the submissions, sorry, all the submissions are listed here, guys, right? And by all means, do check them all out. For those who are wanting to vote, this is the page where you go to vote. astro.build/hack take you through to this Notion page where you could find out more information about the voting process, everything to do with it, and how to cast your ballot as well. On the last note that I want to end on is to basically say is that this is a message to all the actual submission authors of the hackathon. I'm wanting to get in touch with you. I wanted to have a wee chat with you. It's a wee candid conversation between ourselves, right? Yeah, I just want to basically find out how you found the project. Do get in touch. By all means, there's dates, times available for you, right? If you don't want to do voice or you don't want to do a video, we could still do it by chat. It doesn't matter. That is it. That's all, folks. I genuinely wish you all the very best for the week ahead, and I just want to say peace and love. Peace and love. Whatever you guys are doing, do it well. Take care, guys. Goodbye.